As many of you already know by now, MapleStory Classic World is coming, and despite there being the existence of private servers and other servers, we are finally getting an official Nexon server. Some people have waited months, years, and even half decades for this, but finally the game is on its way. However, when it does finally arrive, and the release date is a week away, how do you prepare yourself for it? Now, some people will probably think, why are people making such a big deal about this? It's just a game. But I'm sure that almost everyone listening right now has experienced something that made sense in their life, and that a small part of them has reminisced about it. Whether it be a certain event, or age, or relationship is immaterial. And there is no exception for MapleStory as well. It's in our nature to reminisce, and if there was an opportunity to relive something good, I'm sure that a lot of people would consider it. Now, I don't want to come across as being a bit biased, okay? I do think that there needs to be more of a reason to rejoin this game, other than the fact that someone is feeling very sentimental. It will disappear sooner than you think, which makes joining in the first place seem a bit superfluous. Old School Maple was a social game that was a long journey, and if Nexon are trying to recreate that experience, then you already know that the journey is going to take months, or even years. Anyway, forget about that. Forget about wondering what Nexon are going to do, what quality of life addition they will add. Let's just think about what to do to get the best playing experience possible upon its release. I think one of the issues that you may run into is how fresh and original the game will feel. Because a lot of us already know what to expect, the playing experience won't truly be replicated to when you played it for the first time. However, there are some things that I can suggest that may help. So, everyone had a main character with a job class unique to their playing style. While I can see the temptation to pick the same class again, why not pick a class that you aren't as familiar with, or better yet, never played before? If you are someone that never did quests, maybe this time around, do them. Who knows, you might explore a part of the game that you never knew existed. Do things that you never did before. Become a guild leader. Learn how to play Omok. Understand the ins and outs of being a merchant. Walk to the towns instead of taking the taxi. It is a learning process, and all of the new things you attempt will pose some challenges, but I do believe that having an element of ignorance will contribute to a better playing experience. Obviously, there will be some circumstances where ignorance won't do us any favours, and that we might have to refer to websites such as Hidden Street or Reddit, but for now, I think it would be more impactful to know nothing rather than everything. The social aspect is held in quite a high regard, and the OG Maplers will know that this was a driving factor to what made the game so special. Because Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp and Discord never existed, communication was mainly done via your character in the game, but now that social media apps have been invented, it now begs the question on whether the social aspect of MapleStory will even exist now. For those of you who are frequent Discord users and don't fully understand why this is such a big deal, in Old School MapleStory, there was just something special about customizing your character and using it to interact with other players. It's a feeling that cannot be fully described. Ultimately, you would have needed to have experienced it to truly understand, but I'll try to explain. Old Maple felt very retro, just like the experience of socializing or dancing at a disco or a club in the 1990s. Everyone had a buzz going, there were no technological distractions, and the fear of being bored acted more as an incentive for people to mingle and socialize. But now in 2025, with the mobile phone being invented, it has caused a chain reaction of people to become more distracted, less social, and more reserved. And because of this, the social nature has been altered and has somewhat removed the freedom to openly dance and socialize with new people. Now, everything just seems a bit more awkward. And if we compare Old School Maple to this, it has a lot of similarities. more than you think, with the main differences being that we were a lot younger and everything took place in an online game. I do believe that once Classic World is released, it will also go through some form of social change. Overall, there isn't much that we can do to bring back the old Maple social life. All we can do is play the game as intended, make the most of social opportunities when they present themselves, and limit the amount of communication via Discord. I also think Nexon have a bit of control over this. For example, socializing became a natural thing for us when waiting to get into a party quest. And again, the boredom of waiting around, it was an incentive to get us to talk to the people next to us. So if Nexon were to remove the one party per channel limit, then this will kill off a big social part of the game. That being said, I'm already predicting that some sort of Discord server is going to be created for people who are calling out for party members or trying to sell items. It's going to happen. From what I remember, acquiring items and making Mesos in Old Maple was a very challenging ordeal, and this itself could be the make or break decision for someone to quit. No one's truly got time now to be hitting those snails and mushrooms just to be getting those crap payouts only to spend it on potions and shitty armors. Now, you could say, it's just the nature of the game. It's a factor that contributed to the nostalgia. But come on, even you can admit that in real life, it would be nice to have a bit more money to spoil ourselves every now and again. Now, you could buy things in the cash shop, such as incubators or gachapon tickets, in the hopes that you'll acquire something rare and valuable to be sold for a lot of Mesos. But going down that route makes the game feel very paid to win, and there will be people that won't want to spend real life money on the game. So there needs to be a way to make Mesos naturally that is time effective. I was a merchant back in the day, but I haven't played in many years, so I'm extremely rusty with the Maple economy. So it's probably best to click on some YouTube tutorials on how to make Mesos, or maybe do some research online on which monsters drop the most expensive scrolls. However, I do remember that bronze plates were in high demand and were priced around 300k. So the next time a snail drops a bronze ore, don't NPC it, alright? Keep it to be crafted and sold later. Another route could be farming expensive items such as the blue bandana or steelies. You can do it, but it is extremely time consuming and it isn't guaranteed. An element of luck will play a part, and from my experience, that luck seems to play its part best when you don't search for it. Some of the best drops that I gained were literally from me just passing through a map and just killing 1 or 2 monsters. I'm definitely the last person to talk to if you are in need of advice on where to level up. I'm notoriously a lazy Nevertheless, it is still an important topic to cover, as it is widely talked about within the community, and I'm sure it will be on other people's minds as well, and what to do about it, because in Old School Maplestory, it really was a pain in the ass to level up, and I'm sure most people won't have that level of patience anymore. Now, Nexon might make a few changes regarding the EXP rates, but for now, let's just assume that they haven't. The best thing I can say is to go to the places that have already been known to work. You would want to grind in the maps where there is a high mob rate and a small amount of people present who would be willing to party and share EXP with you. So places such as Hennessy's Hunting Ground 1, the Pig Beach, Cave of Evil Eye, Forest of Gollum, Land of Wild Boar, and Monkey Forest. However, if grinding isn't your thing, then party quests is another alternative. There's Curling City Party Quest, Eos Tower Party Quest, and Orbis Party Quest. I understand that they can become a bit samey and boring, but the social banter that you have with your party mates should be enough to compensate for that issue. Another option to gain EXP to level up is utilizing the quests that are available. Even though the EXP gain from completing quests seem quite underwhelming, it still helps. Definitely do them to help you get from level 31 to 35, as there isn't a viable party quest available. Maybe do the Ludibrium quests such as cleaning up Eos Tower. They were quite fun, and you would also get rewarded with Mesos, potions, and a decent amount of EXP. Once you hit level 71 or 86, then you could consider getting some sort of leech service, but you would need a substantial amount of Mesos for that. The best thing to do is to join a guild full of nice people who would gladly give it to you for free or a massive discount. But I wouldn't recommend getting a leech service all the time. Sometimes it's nice to just appreciate the skills that you have maxed out. The Chief Bandit and Dragon Knight classes have some really epic skills, so it would be a bit of a waste to not enjoy them every so often. I'm literally about to contradict everything that I said at the start of this video, but so be it. If you are here just for the nostalgic vibes, then it's a no-brainer, really. Play the game how you want to play it and for however long you want to play it for. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Go and train in those iconic maps that you remember. Go and socialize in the same spots where you did before. Become a henny-ho again. At the end of the day, it's just a game. It ain't gonna pay the bills. It's not gonna help you build your career. And to be honest, playing it shouldn't be a top priority in your life. So quit whenever you want, rejoin whenever you want, play as many hours however you want. The fact is that there is finally going to be an official version of Old School MapleStory. It may feel like a rare opportunity in life, so thanks for listening and I'll catch you in the next video.